college 的时候，上了大学的时候，再能够考虑这样的事情，因为那个时候大家都比较成熟了，然后有一定的就志向哈和共同的专业，在那上面比较能找到这个志同道合的伴侣。其实我现在的先生就是我就是在大学里头认识的，我们感情就一直很好。谢谢大家。
All right, cool. So, in addition to that presentation, I just wanted to talk about my personal relationship with my parents. So I think we have a pretty good relationship. I mean, it's definitely not perfect like any other typical Asian family. We have our fair share of arguments, like my college major and stuff like that. But overall, we do talk a lot. And we do talk. My mom and I, we do talk about like dating and love and stuff. Like we used to watch like Korean dramas together and like have like discussions on like why did she leave him, or like why did he have to die, stuff like that. Well, this year I had my first relationship, and at first I was hesitant to tell my mom. Like when we had talked about dating before, she had seemed to suggest, "No, Jackie, don't date. Only date in college. You should study now." So, but nonetheless, because of our good relationship, I decided to tell her because I really wanted one of the most important people in my life to know that I was dating someone. I knew that my mom would always be accepting of my decision and just, even if she didn't agree with me. So a couple days after I started dating, I did tell my mom in the car, and it's actually like a really funny story because to my surprise, the first thing that came out of her mouth was, "Aww." I was so thankful that she would be so accepting and that she trusted me and thought I was mature enough to handle a relationship. Of course, you know, there'll always be like cultural differences between us, because like the second thing she said was like, "How tall is he?" You know, thankfully he's pretty tall. So yeah, that's my story, and I hope maybe you learned something like from my story and like my life. So some advice to teens. Your parents may be more understanding than you think, so don't be afraid to talk to them. I know like that's really easy to say, but your parents know you so well, and at the end of the day, they really mean the best for you. So be patient with them, because while you're going through high school, they're going through learning how to be a good parent. Just a word to the parents, please listen to your teens. You know, high school is like a really rough time. It's a time when we're just learning about ourselves and finding our place in this world. So always be supportive of your teen. Maybe you might disagree with them, but really hear them out and learn about their difficulties. Lay your own opinions aside and don't criticize, and just take the time to talk and trust your teen. You know, I guarantee it will be worth both your time. Thanks.
Thank you, Jackie. All right, so Carl and I, we're going to do an activity with the audience. Now, earlier, you wrote down the 5 top qualities, both parents and teens, that you want to look for in your future girlfriend, boyfriend. But back up. Look at the bigger picture. We're talking future son-in-law, future daughter-in-law. What are those 5 most important things? So teens and parents, if you could be ready with that. And we actually did this activity as our group, our teens with our parents together.
Right. So what's going to happen is while you guys are writing down like the qualities, while you guys are scrambling to do that, we're actually going to need 4 volunteers from the audience. Don't worry, we're not going to call you up here. We're not going to embarrass you guys, but we just need 4 volunteers, teens, hopefully, 2 underclassmen if you're in middle school or if you're a freshman or you're a sophomore, and 2 upperclassmen, which is going to be 2 either juniors or seniors. Please hand in your cards so that we can look at them. We're going to shuffle them up. You're going to remain anonymous. Don't worry about this. So those of you who are out there, please raise your hand, and Peter or Nick was going to get your card from you and hand it up here. So yeah.
So 2 underclassmen. You want to raise your hands so we can see you?
Raise your hand
2 underclassmen.
mighty high, please.
There's no names. Just give us your 5 qualities.
Max. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So Nick, who's getting the underclassmen cards? Cool.
Raise your hand, please, so that we can see you and we can get your cards. Oh, there's one over there.
There's one over there. All right, upperclassmen.
Upperclassmen, maybe.
Don't be shy.
If you're a middle schooler, that's fine, as an underclassman. Thank you. Any more? Come on. Don't be shy. Okay.
Thank you. How many we
Great.
have? Okay, Carl, what do we have?
All right,
These
so
are
we're gonna look at
qualities.
this. Don't worry, we don't know who's whose. We don't know what's going on. It's Okay, so what to look for in a significant other. There's honesty and reliability.
Okay,
There's being Christian.
okay,
No illegal personal issues like drinking alcohol or doing drugs.
okay,
Hardworking. And there's also having a normal family, good family relationships with your parents, with your siblings. Oh, okay, and here's an interesting one. The first one's on here is that this other person has to be taller than 5'6". And then we have personality. They have a good personality. You know, good looking, be attractive, understandable. And finally, the last characteristic is they have to have a big smile. A tall person with a big smile. That's what you need to be. Oh, whoa, okay. Another one. Last card. Smart, shorter than me, lighthearted, similar hobbies, and happiness.
okay. All right, so from these qualities, I think I can kind of see 5 categories here. So parents, on the back of your card, and teens, if you want to write these down, let's see, Christian, hardworking, honesty, that looks to me like character. So let's make that the first category.
Yeah.
Character and kind of our values, what's important to someone.
And then, we have personality, being lighthearted, being happy.
Yeah.
Those seem to really fall into the category of having good personality.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing,
Like being smart, that's another one. It's, I guess, having good education, having good academics.
yeah, and then finally the
The rest,
certain height requirements.
height requirements, having a big smile, I guess that's appearance.
That would be appearance.
Yeah, and also background, and which is, I guess, their relationship with their families, the fact that they, don't do anything illegal. That's, I guess, their background. This also kind of falls into with Christian. It's kind of those are the 5 categories that kind of come up, right?
Okay, so we got 5 categories: character, appearance, and
So,
teens. If you could jot these
Everybody,
down.
please write down these 5 categories. You're going to use them in a second. Write down these 5 things on your card.
Okay. In fact, write them down in the order that you think they're most important.
Yeah.
So rank them, number 1 through number 5. What is most important?
Number 1 being the most important, number 5 being out of these 5 you think it's the least important thing for your daughter or your son to look for in a future spouse, or you personally, if you're a teen, look for in a future boyfriend or girlfriend.
So I see some teens leaning over and telling their parents, that's awesome. Now, if their teens aren't doing that, resist the temptation. Education number 5, how do we raise you? So do your best there, rank them, 1 through 5. And then parents, go ahead and do that as well. Do that on your card.
So I think you should write parents here and then teens. And then,
Teens here? How about I do parents here?
oh, yeah, that's fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
Take a different color? I'll take green.
I'll take
Okay.
parents, teens.
Okay, while you're thinking, for the sake of time, I'm going to speed ahead. I would love to get the teens in a huddle and get their opinions, get the parents together, but here's what our group came up with. On the parents' end, they decided character is number 1, then background is number 2,
Education's number 3.
education,
Personality and appearance.
personality, then appearance. So that is what our group of parents got.
Yeah. And on the other end, the group of teens that you just heard spoke, what we decided were character is still number 1, but number 2, instead of background, is education, and instead background is actually number 3. Then it's, they have to have a good personality and, be good looking. So the real difference, the only difference actually that was visible here is actually the fact that number 2 and 3 are switched for the parents and for the teens. Parents seem to value background